Okay, am I back live? Okay, we're live again. So now you can see Indy up there, and I can switch between Indy and Jules, so it's wonderful. So here you go. Now you have both birds looking straight at Jules, who's fledged, and the second camera's directed at Indy. That's just perfect, right at the nest. Okay, now it should be wonderful. You can see both. So I've zoomed in on Indy sitting at the nest, and Jules fledged about 100 yards to the west of the nest, directly underneath the tree where I usually do my broadcasting. It was a good choice, overlooking Boundary Bay and seeing if it can get back. Well, obviously, they're in reach of the nest, and they can directly in the line of sight of the nest from fledging point, and also in the line of sight when Ma and Pa fly by. Of course, they see exactly where Jules is now. Um, but they're not like owls. Owls are interesting. They would fly very close. Unless, maybe we'll see that in the next day, unless Jules doesn't move from the tree and tries to fly back. Oh, there comes Ma back to the nest. That's all the excitement about, and I think making a wide turn, showing exactly how it's done with a midshipman. I can see a midshipman there. Um, that's amazing what's going on at the nest at the moment. So you can see with both cameras. Okay, that was interesting. They both took off and flew exactly past where Jules is, probably about 10 feet from where she was. Obviously seeing her very clearly. And Jules very upset. No food for me. So, well, I'm really delighted I can bring you this. This is absolutely sensational. I mean, really sensational. I really didn't think this would be possible. I can just see the very kind messages in the White Rock Eagle chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I was dripping in sweat. I'm not joking to make this possible because that Danny's online now. The PC overheated, so I had another problem. That's happened at 6:45. PC overheated. I didn't know what was going on. Shut down. I looked up at the nest. At that moment, Jules fledged 6:48. And I thought this must be absolutely crazy. I cannot believe it. I got everything nicely ready, like a proper German does. Get everything nicely lined up and be on time. Well, it didn't work out. No, it didn't. The PC wouldn't go on again, and so I tried to look for Jules. After lots of looking, very difficult to find. It was still fairly dark. I did spot her. Tried to get her on camera, took a few pictures, and then went back to the PC and wondered how I could solve this. And what had happened, the wire got caught between the fan and blocked the fan. So fortunately, I saw that. Was relatively easy to solve. So I got the PC back on, and then wondered how I can get this live because it's at a position where I can't even bring the car. So I had to unload the whole car, save everything on the sprinklers because they're automatic sprinklers here. So I was really running like in one of these crazy games, trying to save everything. It would have been the best comedy ever. And I set up the system here, and here we're live, and everything's fine. obviously Indy's having a great time in the nest. All this food supply for just Indy is amazing. It's not fair, is it? So Indy at the moment is in the nest, eating away. Whilst Jules has gone the incredible step into life, become an eagle today. Amazing step. And trying to gather courage. What next? It's really difficult. I cannot see Ma and Pa. They both took off past the nest, heading west to another tree where they usually perched. Probably perched maybe 200-300 yards to the right of where Jules is located at the moment. That's pointing to the right of the picture. That's going west. Okay, I just realized the external mic was not connected. My apologies. Now you'll have much better sound. And all the excitement with the wiring this morning, I didn't see that the external mic wasn't connected. I've just done it, so there's no more wind now in the speaker. This is a much better mic. Yeah, this morning I haven't had any coffee. I've just had water. I was actually going to set this up, go to Starbucks and get myself some breakfast, and it never came that way. Just one excitement after the next. So I may just sneak away now and just let the camera run for 10-15 minutes because it's nicely set up, everything, and just stream away. So I'm just going to have a quick coffee break, okay? I'm going to let it stream. I think it's going to be fine. I don't expect Jules to take off so quickly, at least not from my experience. Nothing going on at the nest, so I won't bring in the second camera. I won't switch to the second camera because obviously Indy is having a time of her life, or his life, whoever. All alone in the nest, wonderful. Ma and Pa supplying 2 midshipmen. What more do you want? That's a wonderful weekend. Oh, this is mean. Once again, one of the adults has just come in. Um, yeah, well, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. It's going to stay here. Looks to me like pa. Yeah. So I see this is fish number 6 already, and I'm sure Indy's having a buffet there. Okay, I'm just gonna get a coffee. Okay, I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Hopefully the sprinklers won't go on and drown the whole system. I don't think so. Just I hope not. Okay, I'm back. So I got some coffee now, finally, my first coffee today. Wonderful day here in White Rock. We're getting towards low tide here. For those who've just joined, welcome to my live stream here. I've got two cameras. You're looking through the 800mm at the moment, directed at a tree which is about 100 yards away from the nest tree this morning. One of the two eaglets from White Rock perched, sorry, what am I saying? Fledged and is now sitting in a tree west of the nest and trying to see what to do next to get back. That's a difficult step. Wind condition very mild here, slight breeze from the direction that Jules is looking at. Fledging is faster than we thought. We expected the fledging to occur maybe in 3 or 4 days, so comes as a nice surprise. Again, it happens on a Saturday, if I remember correctly. It was on a weekend 2 years ago. The good news is that I can actually bring you this fledging live, which is amazing. So that's the first time. So enjoy it. I've set up two cameras to watch this. One camera is looking at the nest now. Indy is the other twin and is a bit darker and sitting at the nest and enjoying all the buffet that's coming in non-stop from Ma and Pa, as the tide is extremely low now. And Jules has to get the courage to get back to the nest somehow. Once Jules manages that, to get back to the nest, you'll see Jules flying a lot. The big step now is how to get back. That could take several hours. Okay, what's going to happen now is the camera is going to switch automatically between camera 2 and camera 3, so you can get both views in case Jules does take off and I miss it and flies back to the nest, then you'll be able to see that view too. I will probably leave my camera on today, just streaming, which I didn't intend to do. I was going to do the broadcasting till 10, but I think due to the excitement I'm going to leave it positioned exactly like that and probably leave the cameras just streaming the whole day to see what happens, right? I have to still decide. this gives you a wider view of what's going on. That has one advantage. You can see now it gives you a wider view. Doesn't give you the beautiful close-up view, but if something happens, you would more likely see the takeoff, or if Jules moves. I wish I had a remote control for the for the camera, but that's that's really crazy. I mean, of course, everything's possible, but it has a big dollar sign attached, especially with a big lens like this, to remotely control the completely. I think I could remotely actually control the zooming in. I can do that, but I cannot pan and tilt. It's wonderful to have some coffee finally. Looking out at the bay now, it's very low tide. You can probably see that. You know what amazed me? There was an incredible amount, flock of herons. I don't know if that's the right word to call them a flock of herons, a flock of birds, but a flock of herons. I don't know. Anyway, they were flying by this morning, just when everything happened. And again, there were some perched in trees nearby, similar to what I showed yesterday. And we don't usually have herons here in this area. So that was really unusual. I mean, we have herons in the area, but we don't have herons perched here in the trees. I've not seen this before. And I do see quite a few herons out on the bay today. I wanted to again say thank you very much for the very kind comments that I'm getting here, especially in the White Rock Eagle chat. I really appreciate that. I've turned down the exposure time just a bit because this morning was very dark and now it's getting very light. Of course, with Jules being so dark, it's very difficult to know what is right and what is wrong. Let's zoom in and decide what is right and what is wrong. Oh, such a dark bird. It's flapping wings now. I think I should. I wish I could set the program in a way that you get more time to look at Jules, really, because trying to flap the wings again and decide what to do. I would have to remotely control this, which I can do, by the way. I can remotely control the settings of the cameras. Seems like trying to get out again and do it. So what I'm going to do is a picture-in-picture. I think it's better. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. There's a mighty flap again. The only problem is, if I feel the wind correctly, then Jules is not facing the correct direction for takeoff. It has to face the other direction. Let me just find out. I'm just going to walk underneath the tree and take a closer look. was rather interesting. I went right underneath the tree where Jules, that's the eaglet that you're looking at the moment, is positioned. And at that moment, one of the adults flew in, one of the parents flew in, and actually made a complete turn around on the, took a U-turn around the whole tree, sort of as a signal, follow me. And the courage is just not there at the moment. It's an enormous step. So wanting to take off. But Jules looks fine. Looks fine. Looks very well to me. Just needs the courage to try and take off. Okay, now the adult's taking a turn. You could see Jules looking down, right around the tree, making a turn around the tree. Obviously causing a lot of frustration. So wants to fly back to the nest. And of course we will see in the next hour or so, we're going to see a lot of midshipmen, that's the local fish here, being carried into the nest from the parent eagles. Whilst Jules, who's just fledged today at 6:48 this morning, I actually saw it live. Couldn't record it live, but I actually saw it. Flew into the next tree, west from here, and did a type of crash landing. To do a crash landing in a tree is not a problem, but to get back is a real challenge. That takes a lot of skills. The best way out is definitely away from the nest, not towards the nest, and that's the difficult part to figure out. Whoops, and she goes, she's flying, I'll tell you, she's flying back to the nest, and landed about, oh my goodness, now she's giving me a major challenge to... Oh yes! So she's fine. She's about 2/3 up, and I will need to find a new way now to get that.